Austin, thanks for being here. Welcome to Talkin St Pete. It's weird. We are on Talkin St Pete. So why St. Petersburg? What brought you?
It's always 2 o'clock.
Might need a little bit of work, but if it's fixed up, it's going to be worth this.
It's $7.99, and now they're at $5.89.
And anything that I've learned over the years is that that's the art, right? You can find money.
I'm not from here. I'm new. I just moved here.
Who do you know? Who else should I be talking to?
Right. So you should make that happen. Like I could give you somebody off the top of my head, off the camera, but I think if you do that, bro, this will grow so fast.
We're just gonna let it roll. Yeah. Awesome. Austin, thanks for being here. Welcome to Talkin St Pete.
I'm excited, bro.
I appreciate you. For those who don't know who this handsome gentleman is, this is Austin Silver, the co-founder of ASFX, which is a education company online that you built with your wife, also happens to be my sister. And he's amassed a large following that helps people achieve their financial freedom through day trading. Would you say that's an accurate description?
Pretty much.
Yeah. And he's stayed extremely humble through the process because he's built an amazing audience and community that's allowed him now to travel the world and get to speak in London coming up, right? That's coming up next
beginning
month?
of December. Yeah. We just had one in Tampa. Had guys come to Tampa. Now 2 weeks later going to London. And that'll be the biggest one. That'll be my 10th seminar in 2 years. And that'll be the biggest one.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's
so
crazy,
you have
isn't
an
it?
international audience. Yeah. Now, why is that? You think it's because, and now for those who don't know day trading, could you just go into that a little bit?
So like, I guess I got started in trading Forex. And Forex is like a thing that's way more well known in other countries. Like a lot of my audience, I would say like 30% of my following, if you look at my Instagram and stuff, is US based. So 70% is in other countries, which to me says a lot. So I have a lot of followers in the UK. I have a lot of followers in Australia. And I have a lot of followers from like all over Europe. So we have guys flying from Dubai, one guy flying from India, one guy flying from Japan, all to come to London to do this event. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah. Dude, it's been really awesome to watch you build this from the ground up from when I met
Remember
you.
we were taking pictures in Philly, bro?
Taking
when
pictures.
I had that bald head.
Yep. Taking pictures.
Beautiful hair.
Taking pictures in Philly. You working from a picnic table, essentially.
For real.
With no chairs.
$40 Walmart table.
And now to know that you're doing an event in London is awesome.
Yeah.
And you've built this online digital entrepreneurship business, right? That's what everyone's achieving, like looking to achieve nowadays is how do I build something online that allows me to travel, live wherever I want. And now coming from Philadelphia, New Jersey area here, and you chose St. Pete.
Yep.
And now here we are on Talkin St. Pete. So why St. Petersburg? What brought you here?
The great deal that the apartment complex was giving out during COVID, because we were looking originally to move to South Carolina, just somewhere warm. Once the business grew to the point where we were like, okay, we're making enough money month on month between the trading and the courses and everything else we were doing. We weren't doing seminars at that point. Maybe we had just done one.
Then when was this? So just for
2019, 2020. Right? Like 2019 is when ASFX was started. I left the firm that I was working with, remember the firm in New York City. So that was like 2019. Then we started ASFX then. So like 2020 and then COVID hit. So when COVID hit, we were like bored out of our minds even more. You remember in Pennsylvania, there was nothing to do. Gyms were closed. Everything was closed. It sucked. So it kind of motivated us to really take that whole, like you just said, like lifestyle by design, like live where you want to live, work on the internet, make all your money online, and then be able to be mobile and be able to go wherever you want. So it motivated us to really follow that. So South Carolina was like one of the first places we decided to try. I liked it. I mean, I still would see myself living there because it has that southern charm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they're very southern. Florida's not southern.
Right.
Florida's like a mixed bag of people, but Florida is warmer.
Yeah, that's true.
And St. Pete's on the Gulf.
Yep.
So we came down here because I had family that went to UT and then stayed down here. So I had them here. So I felt like, okay, we know people there. It would be a decent start. At least my cousins are here and some other friends. And also, remember, right when everything shut down, March or April of 2020, I was supposed to have an event in Tampa.
That's right.
So there was just a bunch of things pointing at Tampa and St. Pete.
Right.
So again, the apartment complex was offering a crazy deal. So me and Riley were like, well, we can afford that. So why not just make the whole journey? Why stop in South Carolina? Go all the way to Florida. And that was it. And then a year later, you and Logan moved down.
That's right. And I think I was pushing you guys a little bit, knowing to be in Florida.
Well, because you were in Florida before. You were in Destin.
Used to live up in the Panhandle, and
so you knew.
Yeah. Selfishly, I wanted you to get to
Florida's
Florida.
The best place to be for us, because if I look at it now, like there's so many good aspects of St. Pete that I would not have gotten in Charleston. Even though Charleston's great, it's not the same thing.
And what are some of those? What brings a charm to St. Pete? Because for those who don't know, you recently moved out of St. Pete to Clearwater.
Oh.
And now you're coming back.
The Salt Rock died as we said that. I love my house now. I love where we live now because we're less than 10 minutes from the beach. Clearwater and Bel Air is a great area for that. But like all of my connections and everything I'm doing now is in St. Pete. The gym and my friends and you guys, like it's all here. So now we're just driving a lot, and it's kind of annoying because of where we live. We're not near a highway. But anyway, why St. Pete over like Charleston? The difference in the charm. Like I said, Charleston and South Carolina and even Georgia, I'm sure they have that like Southern feel. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's just a different attitude. A little bit more religious, honestly, is one big thing, and we're not religious people. So when we came to Florida, you get this vibe of like a bunch of people that wanted to leave where they were for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to be somewhere warm, and they also wanted to be somewhere where they could kind of do whatever they wanted. Florida's known for that.
Right.
So that to me speaks loudly because
No.
I don't like being told what to do.
That's
Part
fair.
of being an entrepreneur, you
Yeah.
have to be a little
fair.
anti-authority.
That's
So
fair.
like for me, I'm a little anti-authority in the sense that I don't want you to tell me about if I have to do this or have to do that. I want to make my own decision. And Florida screams freedom. And I love that.
Yes. And you're right about St. Pete. It's like this melting pot of people.
Exactly.
I tell people all the time when I meet someone who's local here,
It's weird.
it's weird.
You're like, wow,
Even
you're
though
rare.
there's plenty of locals, it's very common to run into someone from Pennsylvania,
Idaho.
Massachusetts, Texas.
It's all over.
All over,
Yeah.
right? Everyone's coming here, and I think that brings this character to St. Pete where it's like we're all in this together because not a lot of us are from here.
That's a great point.
And it's like this melting pot of people of like, oh, well, where are you from? And now you can bond on just travel and experiences and when
Exactly.
you got here.
Exactly.
And it does have that charm to
But
it.
what's the difference for you from Destin, where you used to live, to St. Pete?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up. So big thing is for those that don't know, I was in the Air Force and I was
Right.
stationed at Herbert Field
Right.
up in the Panhandle, and up there it was a tourist and military. There wasn't city, and I think that's what makes St. Pete special in itself is that we have that downtown feel, but we also have Tampa that's not far away, which drives some business.
It's a big city.
More business.
I would call it a
the
big city.
airport.
Yeah.
There's more going on. There's
Yeah.
more commerce here.
Yeah.
Where that was lacking up in the Panhandle. You're either there for vacation or you're there because you're
It
stationed
missed
there.
that local feel. It had no heart.
No, it didn't. It doesn't have heart, and I feel like St. Pete's heart is huge.
Huge. Especially once you tap into the community.
Yes.
Like I was originally, so when I first moved here, because of where we lived, I was actually spending a lot of time in Tampa.
Mhm.
And it was hard for me to like feel like I was a part of it. Like I
Mhm.
feel more part of the St. Pete community now when I don't live in St. Pete. I live 15 minutes north versus when I lived in St. Pete and just spent more time in Tampa. I didn't feel like I was a part of the Tampa community at all.
right.
Yeah, so St. Pete does have that. And I think another part of it is like St. Pete's a good place to go when you want to think big. Like I feel like, especially look at like some of the businesses that have moved here,
Mm-hmm.
not just to Florida, but specifically Tampa, St. Pete.
ARK.
Yep, big investment banks, big finance companies coming here, big engineering firms coming here. There's a huge one over where you live now. They own those two big buildings near the CVS. It's some engineering firm, whatever.
Oh, yep.
You know what I'm
Yep,
talking about,
mhm,
right?
Yep.
So all this big business coming here allows people like us to think big. Where I was living with Riley at first, I would feel weird telling people like, yeah, I want to actually make $1 million a month.
Right.
I want to build business and create enough wealth that I can tell my family we're making $1 million a month after expenses.
Right.
In we're in Harrisburg, they'd be like, "What?
Right.
Right?
It's just different.
Because you could buy the block
Right.
for $1 million a month.
you
and
can
you
get
could
a-
own
you can get a nice house for $200,000.
right
The average,
Here,
yeah.
$1 million a month. You're still not even at the top,
No.
but you're doing all right. So like, I like being around where you can think big
Right.
and you're motivated too. Like, there's not a lot of motivation in other places in the country. There's a lot of motivation in St. Pete.
And do you think that's because I think I know the answer to this, but do you think that's because those who are here, they had that drive, they had that ambition to get away, to try something
part
new,
of it.
and those that stay local back where you and I are from,
It's easy to get complacent.
Right.
It's easy to just settle
Yeah.
for that 200K house and be like, yeah, this is actually pretty nice. Like, no,
Yeah.
bro. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is. It
Right.
is
You know what I'm
different.
saying? It's
Yeah.
definitely different. And then when you get down here and you see that there's other people moving and shaking, it's very motivating.
Right.
If you're not motivated by your surroundings, you're really holding yourself back, I feel like, you know?
It's true. You're the 5 people you surround yourself with.
Exactly.
And when you have a whole community that's doing it all the time,
Right.
and pushing the limits, and
You're
you see
never
it,
the
yeah,
A player,
No.
right?
It's
on
hard.
the A team.
Right.
In the other places, you could be the A player, but it's a C team.
Right.
Like, yeah, you're cool, but like, really, are you? No.
No.
So I feel like you have to consider that aspect of St. Pete as like whatever you would call it, the passion, the motivation, the drive. It's not Miami.
No.
Let's not get
No,
it
no, no.
twisted. It's definitely
It
not
might
Miami.
be in 5 years.
I hope not.
No,
bro.
I hope not. To.
I hope not.
I hope not to.
It's going to be different. You know what I'm saying? And I think, do you know about this train that they're building that's connecting Tampa to Orlando
Yes.
to Miami?
Yeah.
That's going to make it so that Tampa, I feel like, doesn't become Miami. It's going to become its own big city in its own different way.
it
And
is.
that's going to attract more business here to St. Pete.
Well, I think there's not other than up, right? That's what's happening downtown.
Right.
Downtown St. Pete in the next 3-5 years, with the amount of new condos that are going up, there's well over $1 billion of new real estate going up.
Wow.
That is going to change literally the skyline of what we know as for downtown St. Pete.
Right.
However, there's not much more room to go. Like
what happens?
We're waterlocked.
Right. So what happens?
I mean, some neighborhoods will have to.
They go down central.
Right.
They expand down central. Right.
Yeah.
They go towards
but
the
that's
beach.
what I'm saying. They have to go up.
They have to go up.
They have to go up.
Yeah.
There's not much land to build in St. Pete.
Right. Unless you gentrify a lot of it out, right? Because some of the areas,
Right.
they need to be built up more than the downtown area that's already been built up. Because 15 years ago, they say downtown St. Pete was not
Less than that.
Less than that.
Less than that.
It was not what it is now.
It's not what it is now.
Not even
Right,
safe for some people,
no,
right?
Yeah. And now downtown St. Pete is where it's at.
Now I'm thinking like, oh, downtown St. Pete's a cool place to raise a kid.
Yeah.
Right? That's crazy to think about.
It's crazy
if
to
they're
think.
saying 15 years ago it was not like that.
Right. Well, yeah, because now you have walkability, you have shops everywhere. It's really,
Crime is very low.
Yeah.
Homelessness is very low. I mean, when you look at like the city.
Well, for us, coming from where we came from.
Yes, but like even per capita, like you see way more not homeless people than homeless people. You know what I'm saying? And you see, I mean, have you even, I mean, we're not tapped into the police scanners, but it's not like it's coming across our desk every day that there's mass shootings or mass crimes in downtown St. Pete.
Either that or we're blind to it.
Or we're blind to it.
Right.
I never hear stories. I never see anything like that. And of course, stuff happens. Somebody got shot on Gandy Boulevard. Like, right?
Yeah.
So it happens.
It definitely happens.
But like for a city, it's very low. And that's a huge thing.
It is a huge thing.
What do you think about the fact that like the population of St. Pete tends to do more community aspect things because it is so tight-knit versus maybe where we come from or where other people come from and think about moving to St. Pete, where the community isn't as tight-knit? How easy is it to like drop into that?
Yeah, well, I think that's what makes St. Pete special is that there is something always going on and the weather, right? So it can be outside. There's more opportunity to bring people together and you don't have to have a big venue, right? We have Vinoy Park, which is an amazing spot.
We have tons of parks.
Tons of parks, but there specifically, there's always seems to be something going on.
Farmers market.
Yeah.
The race.
Yeah.
The Rowdies. Like all these different things.
The
downtown
Rowdies.
St. Pete.
You got Reggae Rise Up, big festival that comes in March. And I forgot what I was going to say. I don't know. Oh, there's even like random yoga events every night during the week. You want to be a part of something, you can go out to the pier and do yoga in the evening.
I actually know the guy that runs that, Jeremy. He's a good guy.
I think there's a couple of them.
Yeah, there's probably a few. Yeah. But again, that's how like the community is here. So if you're into fitness too, I think we have to talk about that as being a St. Pete thing.
That's what I wanted to bring up because you said you're now more a part of a community, and I think I know why.
Yeah, the gym.
The gym.
Yeah, the gym always makes a big thing for me. Like that's how I made friends when I first moved down here. Was at the place I was going to in Tampa, and then going to Lifetime in Tampa. That's how I met this guy and then that guy. Now I'm still friends with this guy. Like the gym is where I make all my connections because I work from home, so I don't get out. You know, otherwise, unless it's on the weekends. And
the fitness community here is
huge,
and well connected.
Serious, serious, bro.
It is. I feel like everyone who is like someone who goes to this gym and then they go here, and that it's nice to live in a place where people are taking care of themselves.
For sure. And I'm always the guy that like I want to go to the gym and know everybody. I don't want people to be like I want to be known at the gym. You know, it's just what motivates me. So like I go in there and I want to make friends with everybody. I want people to know who I am as much as I can. You know what I mean? Now my big thing, I can't see without my glasses. So sometimes I'm in there squinting at people, but it's okay. So the gym to me, I mean, and especially from Sweat, like the people you meet there, it's not just like even the guy I was talking to today, he's in finance, he does something with ETFs and stuff. We're going to end up linking up and maybe doing some stuff. It's very interesting the kind of connections you can make because you're all doing something that you like have.
It's that commonality.
That commonality.
Yeah. And let's talk about that for a minute because we want to get Jody on here for sure.
You have to.
We have to because she's a huge part of the community.
Nick. You got to then do Nick, separate episode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Talk about construction and everything like that.
Yeah.
Sweat for both of us has definitely been a huge part of the community of how getting involved because there's so many business owners within that are also involved within the community. And there's something about when you go into a workout that's really hard with someone and you come out of it together. Like you said, you want to know everyone, but you're fist bumping. You're now buddies, right?
100%.
You're like, we just went to hell and back, and we survived.
Right.
And now we're friends.
I think like when you do that, I mean, it's just like when you were a kid. Like kids don't communicate with like think about like kindergarten, first grade. They're not talking in full elaborate sentences like you'd have on a podcast. They're communicating with action. That's what we are. We're still like animals like that.
We're still kids.
I mean? So when we're in there sweating and we're going through something together, the struggle is the commonality.
Yep.
we're instantly friends.
Yep.
I don't care what you do.
It doesn't matter. It
That
doesn't
actually
matter.
comes second.
Right.
Are you gonna, if we're in a partner workout, are you gonna be able to pick that up?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like it comes down to actually like, are you gonna be able to get this done or
Right.
not? So I feel like that, and then you get to see people's true character.
Yeah.
Like we have our little group that we play paintball with. Why do
Yep.
we like doing that and bringing
Yeah.
new people?
Right.
You get to see their character.
Yeah.
Are they afraid?
Are you hiding behind that barrier or are you coming out?
Do they manifest their own
Right.
weakness and demise, or do they
Yeah.
go out there guns blazing, ready to win
Yeah.
no matter what? You know, like, and it shows character, and I think that's good because then you can find people that you really are alike.
I'm glad you're bringing this passion of like this because I want to talk about that. As it is Talkin St Pete, I think it's important to understand the people that are there. And Austin, I don't think I can say it enough of the things that you accomplished and how hard of a worker you are. And
Thanks,
you can
bro.
see that drive in you right now of like, well, how do you show up? Like, what's your true character underneath? And so what is that? Like, where did that start for you?
Always, I swear.
Do you feel like it was ingrained with from your parents? Like,
No.
where did that come
No.
from?
My dad's not an entrepreneur at all. My mom's not an entrepreneur at all.
So
I
you
don't
think
know.
You're just
I was
born
selling.
with it.
I think I was just born. I got lucky in that sense. I'm not 7'2", bro. So some people would say I'm very unlucky. I'm short. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I got lucky with the entrepreneur gene. Like I've always been selling. Like my little story I always tell people, when I was like 13, I was trying to sell my mom's jewelry. She was in the shower and I took her jewelry box and went to a yard sale and literally tried to sell it at the, not knowing anything, bro.
Right.
Like just knowing that money was going to get me what I wanted. Whether it was a video game, whether it was whatever at the time. I mean, I was like 13. Like what else matters when you're 13 other than
Right.
FIFA? You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
So at that point, I really can like look back on my life and say like, it's probably been in me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now look at the thing I'm doing with Logan, calling these people in Oklahoma and
Yep.
doing all this stuff.
Yep.
And I'm still just as passionate. So it's really just like business. Like I
Right.
like just the game because
Yeah.
I want to win.
It is the game.
It's just the game. I
It
just
is
want to
the
win.
game. Yeah.
Trading is great, and I'm very fortunate to be in the position that I'm in now, to be having the capital that I'm doing and everything. And I've worked really hard for it.
You have.
But,
You have.
but I still want more.
Right.
Like I'm not satisfied.
Well,
You
I
know what
think
I mean?
that's the drive of the entrepreneur. Is there
Yeah.
is the game. It's the process. It's continuous.
You gotta
There
love
is-
that.
Yeah. There's never an end. The end.
No, the journey. I learned that I think in 2019. I remember just having this whole thought when ASFX started, and I was like, oh, the journey really is the destination. Like I actually have to love this process, or I'm gonna keep looking for new jobs, or I'm gonna keep looking for new ways to
Right.
make money until I really find a process that I love. And then it became more big picture of like, I actually like the idea of like starting a business, growing a business, putting the right people in place, and then maybe doing something else, and then doing that again and again and again. So I think that everybody just, has to find what they're most passionate about. I think for me, it's like, I like working with people and I like making money. So if there's deals to be done and partnerships to be made, like I like to put that together, and it
Yeah.
works out well for most people. And that's why my reputation is really good. Like if you go on the internet, there's not any crap about me, which
No.
I'm very grateful for. I got 100,000 Instagram followers.
No.
It'd be easy.
20,000+ on YouTube. That you've
Yep,
you're
30
growing,
almost 30 on YouTube. I'm
yeah,
at like
yeah.
40 on Twitter. So
Yeah.
like all in all, we're talking
Yeah.
almost 200,000 followers. My email list is 30,000, right?
Yeah, and I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it might feel like you've been doing it a while, but
Right.
you really haven't.
No,
You have, and you've definitely caught your groove more recently of figuring out what works and what doesn't.
100%. I mean, like even because like I was posting stuff trying to build my brand from 2015 to 2019 that no one knows anything about.
Right.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. You can't even.
But that
find it.
is the grind. That's the grit. That's the magic.
that made
the
me
magic
good at
was
this.
made.
Yeah.
Right.
Now I
It-
can get in front of a camera and I
Right,
can
right.
sit in 2 hours and film 20 videos with events, all almost one take at a time because I'm so used to being in front of
Which
a camera.
is a skill. Which
It's
is
a
a
skill.
skill. For those who haven't, or for those that will be coming on this show, you will understand that it is.
I'm setting the bar high.
You are, which I'm glad, and that's
because
why
people
I
are going to be nervous under these lights. And they're going to be nervous, So
Right,
you
right.
got to do a good job, like you do, to
Yeah.
calm them down.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
we-
how you do. You would edify me very well, and that makes people feel more comfortable.
Right. Yeah.
Because now, like, as you get more and more serious and you grow this bigger, bro, there's a lot of big people in St. Pete. Like I'm
There is.
small fish in St. Pete.
No, I know.
You know?
And I'm super excited about that, and I'm super grateful for all the opportunities that are coming in the future of what I want Talkin St. Pete to be about, which is connecting the community and really getting to know everyone's story of who is here,
Yeah.
right? You see people on the sidewalk, you see people walking in Vinoy, walking down Central, but who's out here? What are they doing? Where did they come from? Because like we talked about, not a lot of people are from here.
Right.
And what's their story? How, like, why are they doing it? And why St. Pete? I just want to know. My continuous thing that I'm searching after is why St. Pete?
But
What
it's
is
almost like a selfish way for you to look at this, because when you go at it that way of like trying to find their story, it's selfish in a good way, because then you pull the value out of their story to share with other people.
And that's all it's about,
Yeah.
right? Is connecting,
Yeah.
spending some time sitting here and just learning about people's story. Like that's an experience. That's we all come from different places, different backgrounds. And as one of my past mentors has told me many times, is there's many paths to the Buddha, and we can just change that. There's
Who said this?
Martin Markovitz.
I knew it was Martin. Finish it.
The many paths to the Buddha, and we can just say that there's many paths to St. Pete.
Yeah.
Whether you were born and raised here or you moved here from Canada,
Right.
Australia, who
I
knows,
think
right?
The melting pot part of it too is very important.
Yes.
We are diverse here, and that's what makes it welcoming. You're not afraid to be like, I'm not from here. I'm new. I just moved here.
Right.
You know, in some
I
places,
need to make friends.
Exactly.
Yes.
In some places, people are probably shy to say that they're the new person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But St. Pete's always been very welcoming.
It has been, and it is different. Not to poo-poo on Tampa, but there is a difference.
It's definitely different. I feel the vibe.
There is a difference.
Yeah.
You cross that bridge,
It's definitely different.
something changes.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if
weird.
it's the air or
Bro,
what.
and I love driving across the bridge. It could be the air. Maybe it was that what was it? The red tide. They got that bad red tide over there.
It's something, you know,
Something.
it's not anything about, it's just a different vibe. We'll
Yeah.
just leave it there.
We're gonna get some South Tampa hate in the comments right
Yeah,
now.
that's okay.
That's all right.
We'll bring it.
Take it.
Come on the show. Let's talk about
Talk
it.
about it.
We'll
Convince
talk about
us.
it. Yeah.
Convince
talk about
us.
St.
Because
Pete.
hey, I'll move
Yeah.
to South Tampa.
Hey.
Convince me, but probably not. St. Pete's pretty good.
St. Pete's pretty nice.
I mean, now look, like you mentioned me living in Clearwater. I'm looking to move back to Pinellas County when my lease is up.
Right.
Yeah, because
Well,
I'm still
yeah,
South
yeah,
Pinellas,
yeah,
near
yeah.
St. Pete downtown.
It is different.
Yeah, it's just
Yes.
different. And like, there's so much to do. We have to talk about that before we finish. We gotta talk about. There's so much. The Rowdies, the race, the boat race.
So I wanted to bring that because you're a huge Rowdies fan.
Yeah.
Right. And
I'm actually wearing my shirt underneath.
You've taken me to a few games, which if you have an opportunity to go to a Rowdies game in
gotta go.
Austin, just even with you.
Oh yeah, I have an Airbnb experience. You can book me. No, I'm just kidding.
Because you make the games a lot more interesting for someone like I'm not super into soccer, but I love going to the games with you because you're
I'll narrate.
You're
I'll
narrating
talk to the refs. I'll talk to everybody.
You're talking to the players.
Even if they can't hear me, they can hear me.
It makes an experience, but honestly, I think going to the Rowdies games makes you feel more involved with the community
100%.
of St. Pete because there is a cool community that goes to those Rowdy games.
Remember the old British dude that was like just talking smack and like then starts talking to us and his grandson's there. And,
Right.
like he's more interested in talking to us about soccer than paying attention to his grandkids because like he's like, oh, fellow St.
St.
Pete
Pete's
people
here.
that love soccer so much, they're here. He's like, and because in his head he's probably like, my kids don't even want to be here. They sent me with their kids to come here.
Right.
He's like, oh, friends.
Right.
So it's really cool. You do find friends like that, and then when they win, that makes it even better.
yeah.
If we sucked.
Right. So is that so? I think there's a good following for the Rowdies because
They're good.
They're good.
They're really good.
They're really good. However, I think it's the stadium, it's the location. You're out there over watching the game. You can see the water. You can see the boats.
Yep.
We have an amazing fan section.
Definitely.
You know, I don't know who I need to get that guy on. Talkin St Pete. You know the guy I'm talking about. That's always getting everyone cheered up.
The big dude.
He
So
wears
it's called Ralph's Mob. Ralph's Mob is the guys that do the standing.
so his
That's what
name's
it's called. So
Ralph?
no, I
Oh.
don't think so. I think he's the guy, like the leader of the Ralph's Mob. So if you go on Twitter, I bet you
We got to find
that
him.
guy.
We
You can
got to find
that
him.
guy.
We got to get him on because his heart and soul is Rowdies. And I
Make
want
sure he paints his face.
Yes, he
to
needs
come
to
on the
show
camera.
up in his gear,
Yeah,
ready
with
to
the
go.
drum.
Yeah, with the drum.
Have
and
the drum dude
smoke.
stand in the back. Yeah, no. I think also the cool thing about the Rowdies is like it's easy. That's the best thing. It's like it's not like a big deal. There's
Right.
families with their kids there. Like it's like I actually am like tame. I don't curse when I see a bunch of kids around. Like you got to be respectful.
Yeah, of
And I
course.
actually like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is being somebody that will be loud and yell. And then respect the.
But
like,
honestly, the crowd likes it.
Yeah,
We've had it so where the crowd's laughing,
For
busting
sure.
up, especially
For
when
sure.
it's for the opponents.
but like I'm saying, just the security is not like some intense thing.
no, it's
like
not.
It's very.
It is laid back.
It's very laid back, and their tickets are like $30
Right.
for the cheap seats, $26.
Yeah.
Like
Man, we are promoting St.
I
Pete
know.
heavy right now.
yeah, but the Rowdies are
Yeah.
a great part of it.
No, they
Honestly,
are.
if you
They
like
are.
sports, you don't have to go. Tampa Bay Buccaneers tickets. Tampa's running up them ticket prices, bro.
Right,
Come
yeah,
on.
yeah,
You want to
yeah.
pay $350 to sit up high per ticket?
No.
No, stay at home.
No.
Or go to the Rowdies
Go to
game.
The Rowdies game, you get to go out, you enjoy the community,
And it's
see it.
2 hours
Yeah.
instead of 4 hours,
Right.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm selling them Rowdies,
Yeah,
bro. I love, I
know,
mean, with the World Cup
you
right
know,
now, too.
hey, the guy who's calling Austin, call him again. He might get some season
Don't
tickets.
call me anymore, bro. This guy. Don't call me about the season tickets. Yeah. So the Rowdies are another great. I mean, the boat race we have, the Grand Prix, is a car race. We have a speedboat race as well out by the pier. So those two things
There's
happen
just
every
a
year.
lot going on, and there's a lot to talk about. There's going to be a lot of people to have on the podcast here talking St. Pete.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about all that. Before we wrap this up, because I know you are heavy in the economics of everything going on in the world is for what
We
you
didn't
do.
even talk about that.
Yeah. But tell me, I mean, what are you seeing right now? So for those that don't know, I'm in real estate. I help people buy, sell, and invest in real estate, and there's a lot of commotion out there right now with the market. Now, of course, I have my thoughts and opinions, but from your perspective, as someone who's going to be looking to buy a home, I would say here within the next 18 months or so, maybe give or take.
Depends
right?
how persuasive you are.
Yeah, I guess so.
It really depends on what Jerome Powell does.
Okay, tell me about that.
Well, if interest rates continue to go up, which they're saying that they will, they're at 4 something right now, or they're 4 flat. We'll get another rate hike this month in December. You're putting this out in January, right?
Yeah.
You said so. This is coming out maybe in January. So in January, they'll probably be
closer. Yeah, little prediction here. Let's see what happens.
We'll see how close. I mean, we won't break 5%. I don't think, because with inflation coming down, so the last month's numbers said inflation was coming down. If we get good numbers on inflation again, and it shows inflation slowing, the Fed will have to stop raising interest rates as fast. Then they'll eventually pause. So at some point in 2023, they're going to come out at a Fed's funds meeting, 2 o'clock on a Wednesday probably, and it's always 2 o'clock, and they're going to say, hey, we're actually not raising rates or lowering them. We're pausing. We're just going to see how the market reacts. Then they're going to really be looking at that month and the next month's CPI, the inflation. If that continues to drop, because then you'll have 4 or 5 months of drop at that point, I would say, then they're going to say, maybe we can actually start to try to consider bringing rates back down and re-stimulating the economy. Because I think, if you haven't noticed, layoffs are up. There's going to be more of them in 2023. We have crypto taking a slam right now because of this FTX. A slam, bro. So there's a lot of fear in the market, uncertainty in the market, and across everything. I mean, look at the fact that the 60-40 traditional stocks and bonds portfolio split is having its worst year in history. So there's a lot of things that have caused people to question what's coming. When there's uncertainty, it's hard to make predictions. But you can definitely guarantee that as rates continue to rise, home prices are going to drop, and interest rates will go up for first-time buyers, especially like me. So that's going to make it harder to buy. So I feel like for people like me that can wait, it might make sense to wait. But you're going to tell me, no, don't wait. Get in the market. Don't.
It's time in the market, not when.
No. But don't buy the interest rate, marry the house.
And marry the house, date the rate.
That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you.
Yes, I got you. Yeah. No, it is interesting right now to watch what's happening. Buyers are having a lot more leverage in the market.
Because houses are on the market for longer.
They're on the market for longer. The interest rates have pulled some buyers back. And those that have to move still will, but they're have an opportunity to negotiate a lot of things.
Long gone are the days of 35 offers over asking price.
I helped someone over 38 offers.
38 offers.
Back in April.
If we ever see that again, bro. Hopefully we will. I hope that interest rates don't get above 6%, and I hope that they can then come back down. And as they come back down, home mortgage rates will go down.
So that's so to the point. I'm watching the market every day. You're looking at market stats as they come out. And one thing that I'm worried about for those that are sitting on the sidelines right now, and who knows by January when this comes out, what happens with the interest rates. However, is when they come back down, the buyers who were ready but are now sitting still are all going to come back into the market again. All at once. And we are still at a low inventory. Right? To be a buyer's market, we need 5 to 6 months of inventory, meaning if no other homes were listed at the rate that they're selling, it would take 5 months to get rid of them.
Makes sense.
Right now, we're only at 2.1 months.
Wow.
So we're not even over halfway to being into a buyer's market.
Wow.
Which is crazy. We were below 1 month of inventory for a long time.
And it stayed there for a long time.
And so you have to be careful with the headlines that you're reading because, of course, yes, things are slowing down, but they were so hot.
So if it says home prices are down 10%, it's but we were up 40%.
That's exactly it. I just read an article today by Fortune. Home prices are down nationwide by 1.5%. But since the pandemic, we're up 40%.
But there are some homes that are listed at $799 and now they're at $589.
Yeah, that's because sellers got a little greedy.
That's a big drop. Yeah, sellers were greedy.
But the list price was
so high.
It's just a number that someone threw out there.
Right.
Doesn't mean that the comps actually supported it. Doesn't mean it means that there was a seller that said, I will sell my home if I can get $799.
They're showing up late to this party.
They're is it still hot out here?
Literally, bro. That's what it sounds like. Right. So I feel like if you are like my thought is in a year from now, if there's more supply on the market because people decide to cash out for whatever reason, then it would compel me to buy. But like you just said, supply is still really low. So with supply low and now interest rates high, I should have bought 2 years ago. I waited then. I should keep saving cash and wait now. Because what about to someone like me who's always looking for an investment? now's going to be a great time to get something on sale.
Yep.
You could get that $700K house for $490 or $525,
Right.
and that's a steal. Like
Well,
that's what I want. You know?
What people need to understand is that the market does not go up in a linear fashion, right? It goes up, but it has to have its
has to have
dips
dips.
as it goes up,
Yep.
right? And now we're just in one of those dips.
But
Now,
that's
how
a great
big
time
is
to
it?
buy.
Right.
Right. So the fact that we're in the dip is just saying like now would be a good time to buy.
Right.
It's just a matter of what can you afford.
That's it.
And,
That's why.
and St. Pete's expensive.
If you
Like,
don't
we have
know-
to say that.
Yeah,
St.
St. Pete
Pete's
is
not cheap.
expensive.
You
Yeah.
can- yeah.
But our average home price is over 400,000.
That's
right?
so that's high compared to what's the average U.S. home price? 3 something. So it's
Yeah, I think
100,000 ish
it's around
over.
there.
Yeah. So St. Pete's not cheap to live in. And to be honest, I'm not living in a $400,000 house. No disrespect. Like
Yeah.
I would rather stay renting something like you know what I
Right.
mean, and it's nicer.
Right.
So to get something nice in St. Pete, interest rates got to come down, or I'm going to just need
Or you
to find that deal. Got to find
you
that deal.
Find the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to
So
find the deal.
as of October, this is interesting. October 2022, average sale price in Pinellas County was 578,000. Where last October is 477. So we're still up 21% from last October.
That's huge.
Yeah.
You said still like that's nothing. We're still
Right.
up. That's
no,
huge.
up 21%. So
That's-
even if there's a dip for those people who bought last year, you're still up 21%.
even if prices are down 10%.
Yeah.
Right. But if prices keep going lower, what'll be cool for people like me that have time is that we will get an opportunity. Because you know how many people, they say riches are made in recessions.
Yeah.
In recessions, and which
For those that are ready.
For
If
those that
you're-
are ready,
if
you
you're
gotta be
s-
ready.
You got to be ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. You're
I've
in
been
a good
thinking.
spot.
I've been thinking because
Right.
I think the COVID crash in 2020 when the stocks crashed and everything, that was an opportunity to buy the dip, but
Right.
only in stocks.
Right.
Nothing else
No,
flinched.
nothing else.
Everything was
Yep.
else just on hold. We all thought we were going to die.
Right.
Now, this is a dip where you can start to say, all right, what are interest rates doing? We think interest rates are probably going to go up for another 6 months, 12 months. Okay.
Yep.
Let's keep looking for that deal for 6, 12 months.
Right.
Let's let these sellers get more complacent and have to feel like they need to bend to a buyer. And then I can come in and give them that buy.
Yep.
One of the deals I'm working with Logan right now, they didn't even have it listed. We wanted to, they reached out back to us about the land we wanted.
So let's talk about that real quick. So
Yeah.
you guys are investing in land
Yeah.
in other states.
Yes.
You're
Buying land that's
just
not on
land.
market.
There's
It's
no
wholesaling.
Yep.
It's just wholesaling. You're
Yep.
taking land that's off the market, you're putting it on the market, and you're making a buck on the flip. That's
Yep.
it. So
Yep.
it is investing,
Yep.
but it's not for the tax benefit of real estate.
Right.
So like this guy, the point I was trying to make, I don't need to give the whole details. He gave us a property that we didn't even know we wanted, and that's a potential deal that we could get for a really good price. He wants to dump it,
Right.
right? It might have a property on it that we might have to get rid of and all this other work. He wants to get rid of it. Well, listen, bro, we'll take it if it's the right $1,000, $5,000.
Right.
Like we'll make it really cheap because I'm gonna have to go and do work on it. So that's what I'm saying. Finding that deal.
Yep.
Logan wanted to kill the deal because it had property on it. I was like, bro, don't kill the deal. We could give him. What if he only wants $2,000 for it? It's only half an acre.
Right.
Give him the $2,000. We'll clear it and we'll sell it for 15.
Yeah.
You know.
You
So
just-
it's like you can't kill the deal. You got to find the deal. You got to really research the deals because they're out there now. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
that's
They're
the
getting
art
yeah.
in anything. When it comes to anyone who's interested in investing in real estate or any business, it's can you identify a deal? And anything that I've learned over the years is that that's the art,
Yeah.
right? You can find money.
What do you think makes that? Like, what makes a deal? How do you? I should say, what do you think makes someone that can spot a deal?
It's just repetition.
Practice.
It's practice. It's
Why do I
being
spot
able
my
to
trades?
right.
Practice.
It's identifying it.
Oh,
it's
this,
know it.
this,
Right.
fits
It's
the bill.
anything. It's like
Right.
even if you collected baseball cards, you need to know the cards, and you look at a card, you know, okay, that one's worth money.
Right.
And that guy doesn't know it's worth money because he's offering it for $10 and it's worth
Exactly.
100.
Exactly. So, and that guy just has more experience.
Right.
It's not a guessing game.
No.
No,
You-
no one
you-
guesses and gets
no.
deals.
That's
You do
where
the research
education
and you
comes
know.
in. You got to have some
Do you
education.
think that the answer to getting those deals then is probably working with someone who has experience in
you need someone
recessions?
who's looking at who's just looking at properties all the time.
all the time?
Just to know, okay, well, this neighborhood is actually worth this.
Got it.
Right. And
Or
now
maybe they're overpricing over
They're
here. Let's
overpricing.
stay over here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or look, if this house might need a little bit of work, but if it's fixed up, it's going to be worth this.
Right. Look at the neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look
yeah.
at the ARV, after repair value.
After repair value. Right.
That's huge.
Right. But I think a lot of people are not willing to do that research. That's what makes real estate agents like you good because you will work with somebody that like even before I moved into this new place when we were entertaining houses for me for a minute, you were sending me a bunch.
Yeah.
You're always willing to go that extra mile.
Actually, you have to.
You have to. Do you think that in your business now, because it's so personal and now because people can smell BS so quickly, like you have to really
You do.
go over the edge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everything we're doing is to create a luxury experience.
Right.
luxury is not a price point; it's an experience, and so
that.
that's everything that I'm building out is just to make sure that people have the best concierge service from this minute
I think that's everything.
Yeah, you have
Nowadays,
to. You have to.
especially, like,
you got to
look-
go above and beyond.
Look at what Amazon does.
Yeah.
When you want to return something to Amazon, they'll sometimes say keep it and
Right.
here's your money back.
Right, because it's just better.
Because if they gave me a headache, I might not buy from them anymore.
right, and they don't want the bad reviews.
That's important to understand.
Yep. Reviews are everything right
Reviews
now.
are everything.
Just as
Testimonials.
you testimonials. I know you on your page for those. Where can people find you? What's your
Austin
website?
Silver FX on everything.
Austin
Austin Silver FX.
And then the biz website is
ASFX.biz.
.biz, and I was just on there again today. And if you go to the top and click testimonials, this guy has
Tons.
hundreds.
Hundreds.
Of screenshots.
We're over 130. Oh, yeah. Well, the screenshots, there's hundreds of those. But we're over 130 verified reviews on Trustpilot. Even though Trustpilot plays games with me and takes down reviews from verified customers sometimes. So we should be at like 150. But we're at 130
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have plenty of testimonials.
And they
that-
sell for me, bro, so well. So that's why,
Of
like,
course.
with you doing this,
Of course.
people are going to... That word of mouth is the best business.
That's
Especially
it.
when you're selling something expensive. Like, my
Of course.
mentorship is expensive. I think it's
Well,
expensive.
And not to, because we need to get Jody on here.
Yeah.
And Sweat. And Jody, don't forget how many people I've brought to your gym.
Yeah, you should get a free
Right?
lifetime membership, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
I did get a
You should be brought on to Sweat. Let me pitch this to Jody as a concierge consultant or something. Where
Right.
you tell them we need sleds because we need sleds, and we
We
need an
need
ice bath
ice-
and a sauna. You're like, let me submit the ideas. And
Right.
you be the counsel.
I'll go pitch it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll get everyone routed.
But why
up.
were you saying we need to have her on here? What were we gonna say?
You totally lost my
Sorry,
train
I
of
made you
thought.
laugh.
Yeah. I don't remember. It's fine.
Okay.
We'll get her on here. It's
Yeah,
all
no,
good.
she would be a great guest. There's a
Yeah.
ton of great guests.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, you could pull people just from Sweat.
No, for sure.
Alexa, she's Sweater of the Month. She's your dentist.
Yep.
There's
No,
so many, bro. The
yeah,
network.
The
will
network
grow.
is huge, and it's really again, we're talking St. Pete. I want to know.
You should make everybody give you a testimonial, like the Northwestern thing. Me and
Yeah.
Ryan did the Northwestern internship at different times. We've both been through that sales training, and they always make you get referrals before you get up. Don't
Yeah,
you dare
yeah,
walk away from
no,
that
don't-
meeting,
yeah,
boy, until
yeah.
you get open the phone
right,
book.
Right now.
Give me 3.
Yeah, I
It's
need
like, dude,
3.
here.
Who do you know? Who else should I be talking to?
Right, so you should
Yeah.
make that happen. Like,
Yeah.
I can give you somebody off the top of my head, off the camera,
Yeah.
but I think if you do that, bro, this will grow so fast.
That's all it is. And so for those that are listening right now, please share with a friend, a family member, whoever. Repost us on all your social media. Talkin St Pete. We really just want to blow this thing up, and honestly, to put people on like you to get more exposure to your business,
Yeah.
so people can understand who is walking these streets of St. Pete, who's out here,
Yeah.
and we can all help each other. That's really what this is all about. And with that, I think that's a great way to end it. But I got one question for you.
Okay, go.
Either what's your favorite restaurant or place to go in St. Pete?
That's tough. That's a good question.
He's thinking, folks. He's thinking.
We had good Italian food at Cafe Cibo
Yeah.
on 4th Street.
That's the spot right now. If you're Italian, now this man is Italian.
I've been to like 6 different ones.
Yeah.
It's actually really good
yeah,
Italian.
Cafe Cibo.
Cibo.
Okay.
It's not Cibo. Cibo is how you spell it, but that's the American way to say it.
it's
Right.
like
It's like an H.
It's
You
like
got to say like
it's like a
CI
it's like a
is a sh.
gnocchi.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
exactly.
but
Don't
it's-
go in there going gnocchi. Definitely don't do that. They'll dump them on your head.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on here so much.
Yeah,
I
bro.
really, really do.
Thanks for
One more
having me.
time, where can people find you if they're interested in getting connected?
Austin Silver FX on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. ASFX.biz is our website. We'll be doing seminars definitely in Tampa in 2023 once I get back from London and Italy. We'll do Tampa a couple more times, Miami a couple times. So I'll be
Awesome.
around.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Don't forget to follow us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Listen to us on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, all the places. Appreciate all of you so much. Don't forget to spread the word, and I hope you all are having a great 2023.